Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our playthrough of Gallop Racer 2006. Here in the breeding shed, I bred Love Shack to Runner Bell, and I got a really interesting breeding out of it. We're going to take a look at Runner Bell's breeding pedigree. As you can see, double circle for dirt, double circle for a tight track, double circle for toughness. That's what I'm trying to get out of this horse with the sustained growth. And Love Shack, open circle for turf, double circle for dirt, rear running, and the filled triangle for stamina. Here's the breeding result. It's a filly, miler, 5 stars for vigor, calm, and power, 4 stars for smart, and 3 stars for future. The message is it'll take some time before it's ready for the real thing. So because naming is weird, Runner Bell, Love Shack, I decided to go with Mission Bell. A little homage, I guess, to Hotel California. And let's get to racing here. First, we're going to check out our horse in the paddock, or the barn, pardon me. No special abilities. It's got the, just off the lead leg and an open circle interval. That's going to come into play much later at the end of next video. This is a two-parter. This first video is just going to be about 43 minutes. And same thing with the second part. It was an interesting playthrough with this horse, I'll just say that. Alright, so we're going to go to my horse. Mission Bell costs $8,000 to race. So the breeding itself, $2,000 for Runner Bell and $2,400, I think, for Love Shack. So the total cost to breed this horse for us was $4,400, and to race was $8,000. So the total cost to get this horse into the game was $12,400, which I think is pretty cheap for a horse that came out looking like that. All right, so just to see what's what, we're going to go into the Marigold Stakes. Unfortunately, there aren't open classification dirt races in the beginning here, so you kind of have to race on turf. So we're going to race on turf. I don't know what I'm doing here. Not anything important, I can tell you that much. We are the 4th favorite, so clearly I have no expectation that this horse is going to run well on grass. So that already tells me we probably didn't get the turf, I guess, skills or pedigree from Love Shack. We got them from the sire, Runner Bell. So this will be a dirt-only horse, pretty much. All right, we're off here, putting out a lot of effort and not really looking very, exerting a lot. You know, like the horse is running pretty steadily in the green. We've seen it go much faster than that in the green in previous videos. The arrows are almost at the top of the circle. Our green meter is full.
2 furlongs to go.
Coming around the last turn, we go to the whip, and we are going to win our first race on grass. The 6 is going to come late, but it is not going to be enough. All right, so that seemed pretty nice.
We have a winner.
And we'll take it. But I don't intend to ride in a lot of turf races. We're going to look at the horse card here in a minute and see why I say that so definitively. Yeah, we've got a closed triangle for turf, so that's just okay. We've got the double circle for a tight track and open circle for counterclockwise. And our bottom distance is 6 furlongs. So I think we took a lot of traits from Runner Bell and did not take a lot of traits from Love Shack. Unfortunately for me, I was hoping to get the turf open circles, and we didn't get those. And I was hoping to get Runner Bell's stamina, and we got some of that, asterisk. And again, we're going to have to revisit that later. No spoilers. All right, we are going to race in the liquor stakes. Is 8.5 furlongs on dirt. Technically, we don't know if we can go this far. And I'm just going to get my exacta box in. Per usual. All right, we are the second favorite. Clearly much better odds. Here on dirt. All right, we're in New York for the liquor stakes. And the track record is held by Aphrodite. Which you've been watching was another horse of mine. I've really good luck at breeding really good fillies in this game for some reason. Colts not so much, but I generally can breed really good fillies.
The horses are on the track.
All right, that's an adequate start. I'm not going to pretend it was great. And it's funny to me that even though this is supposed to be a dirt horse, we just go right to the back. And I'm just like, come on, man. But keep in mind, remember the note said it'll take some time for this horse. So I'm not, although we are trying not to overheat, I'm not freaking out that our horse is in the back, because clearly it probably doesn't have very good speed right now. All right, we're going to move over here and go to the rail. I'm not going to say I'm staying on the rail, but it's the rail for now. I might move back out like that because we do have a horse in front of us on the rail, so to speak. So we'll stay there for now. I am setting myself up for the big finish here. We're in the right position. Horses start to go, so we will go with them. Can we run down the 6? We've nosed in front, and yes, we assaulted away right there with a little extra whip. There is our first grade 1 victory.
We have a winner!
It all looks good, except we didn't win any money. All right, so you can see starting off 81 speed, 82 staying, 70 stamina, which is kind of a disappointment. I was hoping to have really good stamina, and we don't. Let's do the World Cup Junior Fillies. Again, maybe Reed succeeding our grasp here, but why not? It's a filly-only race. It's on the dirt. I excel at dry dirt. So let's do it. Let's see what happens. And we're not the favorite, and I guess that's is what it is. Totally okay. Let's go buy that exacta. All right, we got our bet in. We are the third favorite. Back to New York. And again, the track record held by Aphrodite. I don't think we've ever beat the track record. I don't think we do. Taking a look at the field. We've got a beautiful black horse.
The horses are on the track.
All right, pretty good start.
And they're off.
And we're already overheating a little bit, so I'm going to move that back down. I'm going to go ahead and say I think feel is maybe the lowest rated skill of this horse, but I did not feel that it was bad. I felt very comfortable controlling this horse, not like the last horse we had where I was fighting it all the time and it was overheating all the time. I found Mission Bell was very easy to control, and anytime we're overheating here, that's because I got too aggressive with the reins or whatever, instead of me just not knowing what I was doing. Very forgiving horse in terms of that, which is just wild to me because I think our last horse was very highly rated in feel, and it was like uncontrollable, whereas this horse, the lowest rating is feel, and I think it's one of the most easiest horses to control I've ever had. Speaking of control, we went to the whip here at 1.8. The 3 is going to try to make a match of this, but I'm going to maintain my lead, and we are going to win the World Cup Junior Fillies.
We have a winner!
And this is like a B or A level horse right now. So that is a really great sign. Even though it says we didn't race very good, we still got paid. Going to the pay window. All right, kind of out of energy here. We got another skill, 78 for courage. And it's saying 6 to 8 maybe is our distance. That's not ideal either. I was hoping for 6 to 13, and I am going to be sorely disappointed in that. Hey, here's a dirt race in Tokyo or in Japan. Let's go for the Sunrise Stakes in Kyoto. And we are the favorite. So we're going to do a straight exacta because I feel confident we're going to win. Yep, this girl can beat the boys. That's all there is to it. The track record held by our mother, Love Shack, 1:38.9. Maybe we can beat her track record. Perhaps. It's a possibility. By the way, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas in advance. I'm going to be recording a lot of videos next week.
And away they go.
Terrible start, not a great one. Not our worst. There's a worse one, but that one's pretty bad. We're kind of overheating a little bit too. But I really appreciate any likes or comments or whatever on these videos. This may be the only current Gallop Racer 2006 playthrough on the internet right now. So would love for you to hit the like button and just make a comment about what you liked or enjoyed about the video. Alright, we are in the proper positioning. We're overheating just a little bit. And you can see the penalty for overheating with this horse is much lower than the previous horse, which I just found incredible as I was playing. We're going to take the lead here into the final furlong and hit the whip and look at the distance between us and the other horses, ladies and gentlemen. This is what is known as an overwhelming victory. Now, it's not going to mean anything other than I will know it, but We just crushed the field and
Incredible.
left them
No
all
one
in our
can match
dust.
you.
There is a horse title for overwhelming victories, but it has to be in the Gallup World Series. We set a new track record. Sorry, Mom. We took your name out of the record books and put our name in there in Kyoto. And we didn't get paid. Sorry about the noise of my antiquated, very old heating and cooling system in the background. All right, I'm going to go look over here. I believe it is called Another World. 3 overwhelming wins in Gallup World Series races. If that had been a Gallup World Series race, it would have been an overwhelming victory. I want to say it was 13 furlongs between, or 13 lengths between us and the next horse. 13 furlongs. Yeah, 13 lengths. That's an overwhelming victory. All right, looking for our next race. I don't want to not race a grade 1, so I could race the Violet Stakes, but I want to find a grade 1 to race in, so I'm going to pass on the Hyacinth Stakes. And we're going to go to our old friend here in a moment. Oh, never mind. The Los Angeles Oaks. We'll race that. All right, taking a look at the Gallup World Series. We did not have any Gallup World Series races. We ended up being the best 2-year-old filly in the special category. Based on one race, I guess. I'll take it. I'll take those 2 G's. All right, here for the LA Oaks. I may have said this in another video. Oaks races traditionally are for fillies only. There may be an example of somewhere there was one that wasn't, but I think for the most part now, when you see Oaks in the title of the race, like the Kentucky Oaks, it's for fillies only, no men. All right, so we're in Los Angeles. That's how they used to pronounce that, by the way. 8.5 furlongs on the dirt. The track record holder is another one of my horses, Crazy Bish. And there is our horse. And the rest of the field, which looks pretty pedestrian.
The horses are on the track.
All right, not a great start.
And they're off. Oh,
I just rear up a little bit, so it looks like my horse is doing a wheelie. That's all that was going on there. Although we recovered pretty well. I think we had the start itself, leaving the starting gate, may not have been great, but I think we did really well in this part right here. Something I've kind of made up my mind to pay more attention to is the start of the race, not coming out of the gate, so to speak, but the part after that, which I tend to neglect, because to me the finish is much more important than that. But I'm going to start focusing a little bit more on that. Maybe try to get some better track positioning in different races and stuff like that. All right, speaking of track position, we're just off the lead. That's where we want to be. I don't necessarily want to be in the lead, but I want to be just off the lead, although we are in the lead now. Forging ahead through no input of my own.
2 furlongs to
We're
go.
just getting faster than the other horses. All right, we're headed towards the finish. I finally whip at 1.2. And we're going to cruise to victory. Not overwhelming, but that's totally okay.
We have a winner. You
All right, look at that.
horse
We're already
title
up for our
race.
first horse title, the G1 Hunter. And we're going to get paid. Go into the pay window. Very nice. All right, we're up to an A-level horse. You can see speed up to 85, staying up to 86. A couple other things filled in there. feel is just 64, and our distance interval is 6 to 9 furlongs only. But as you know, now we know, we can comfortably exceed that up to probably 10 or 10 and a half, because I've done that with other horses. So we'll try that here. All right, Dubai is calling my name. That's what I meant by an old friend, but I forgot we raced that other race. So we are going to go race in Dubai, and this race is going to be a family reunion. And I don't think I've ever specifically seen this happening before. When you look at the field, if I'm not misremembering, maybe I am misremembering, I'm going to bite my tongue. I know there's a race where we race against our father and our grandmother, and this is the race. I just saw it right there. All right, so all right, we're gonna do the thing, and I will point these horses out. The track record held by Attack Taco. All right, horse number 4 is our father, the sire, Runner Bell. There's us. And at the end here, maybe at 13, is our grandmother, Native Love. So it's 3 generations of horses in one race. That's wild. I don't think I've ever had that happen before that I know of.
Away they go.
And I don't think that's ever happened in real life. It would be incredibly crazy if it did happen. But yeah, so this race is a family affair. And we are not doing so great right now, but that's okay. Now, Native Love is in the rear where she should be. Runner Bell is just ahead of us to our left. But Native Love is not running from behind like she should be, although there's her spurt right there. As you can see, the 13, they're both ahead of us now. And we go to the whip. They're all leading us, and then now we are forging ahead of them. And we are going to take the lead. Native Love falls back. Runner Bell falls back. It would have been even more awesome if we had finished 1, 2, 3. But that didn't happen.
Yes.
But we get the G100 and we qualify for the Dirt Champ. As you can see, Runner Bell finished 5th, Native Love finished 4th, and we finished 1st in the Golden Eagle Stakes. No money. All right, we're all kinds of tired. 99 fierce, ladies and gentlemen. 99 fierce. So we basically got the course skills of Runner Bell, the distance of Love Shack plus a furlong, and we got 99 fierce as one of our skills. All right, we're looking for another race. Looking for another race, and what you're going to see here is a colossal fuck up, and I didn't realize it at the time. I never looked at the non-special category for that week, and by running in the Baltimore Derby, which I don't think we win, I ruined my chance at a horse title, and I didn't realize it. So this entire race is a fuck up of colossal portions, and I really don't have anyone to blame but myself for not paying attention to the horse titles. So this is, I mean, we're not even the favorite, 7-1. The favorite is 2.3 to 1. So if I had raced in the other race, this horse would have had another horse title at the end of its career. But instead, I'm just a moron. And so this is what happens to morons. You race in a race you don't have any chance of winning, and in doing so, you ruin your chance at a horse title you could have won. So that's my bad, and I'll admit it here before the race. Alright, so we're here at the Baltimore Derby. Use your imagination. What track is in Baltimore that runs a Triple Crown race? That's the Baltimore Derby. Alright, taking a look at the field here.
The
We
horses
are
are
right
on the
next
track.
to our main rival.
And they're off.
And again, remember what in this race, our horse is to A grade right now. So there's room for improvement. All right, we're going to try to move up and around the 5-horse here. Get over to near the rail. We've got this nice lane right here, so I'm going to settle into that. We're in the right position in terms of the pack. We're going the right speed. Dipping into the blue there a little bit, which is totally fine, but I might try to get out of that and get back into the green.
They're midway down the back
Or maybe
stretch.
I think actually maybe I might have decided at one point I'm just going to try to keep it in the blue, even though I'm trying to speed up right here. Because I was thinking maybe I can, oh look at the green meter, just get destroyed right there. Maybe I can get the blue revolutions, but that didn't work out. Alright, anyway, coming up to the finish, these horses are taking off. A little late on the whip there. We're going to run down the 10, I think. Yes. But the 5 is coming on strong. We're going to try to run down the 9 and fail. And we also lost ground to the 5 because our horse reacted badly to a little extra whip. So I think this had good grades, so I didn't want to repeat it. But this race was a abject mistake. Yeah, feel, course, stretch, all very good. Speed went up, staying went up, stamina went up, courage went up. I decided to keep it, but that race was a mistake. And when I discovered that I made this mistake, you will see it happen live. All right, more skills populating. Feel just 65 with this horse. I'm just telling you, it felt so much better than 65. So much better that I can't believe that feel is the lowest skill. All right, looking for next race. Took a long time to recover here. I don't want to race out of grade 1. We're not old enough to race in Caesar Stakes. So I think we're going to end up going back to special category racing and race in the Virgo Stakes. And so we're going to end up right back in New York. All right, and we are not the favorite again. Totally okay. I have a belief in my horse. All right, we're the third favorite. My horse tossed her head in disapproval of that odds making. All right, 9 furlongs on the dirt. I guess this will be Aqueduct, which is going bye-bye at the end of this year. Look at what is Scarlet Jewel? What are these horses doing with their heads? What is going on
The
there?
horses are on the track.
Oh, perfect start. Beautiful. Fortuitous.
They're off. That was a great start.
Going to go right to the lead, and then we're going to go right to the rail. Everybody knew that was going to happen if you watched me play this game. And going to get into the green and stay there, although we're sinking to the back, and that isn't ideal. And now we're not in the green, and that's not ideal, but we recovered a little bit.
Midway down
All
the
right,
back
we're
stretch.
slowly moving up in the pack. When we get to the 2 and the 5, that's our kind of our ideal place, I think. Whether we'll be content, the horse might be speeding up a little bit incrementally, but we've totally got a great path to the finish right now. Oh, wow. Whoa, all those horses came running up. We will go to the whip. Can we break out? A little more whip. Oh, the one. No.
Finish.
Oh,
My
no.
goodness,
We
they've
finished
lost their chance
second.
at the title.
And again, feel, course, stretch, all SS. I'm not going to replay that race. I think we raced really well. Maybe a little late on the whip at the finish, but I'm not going to replay that. Oh, we were totally out of energy. All right. You can see speed and staying have bumped up, but we are nearing our final form here. All right, we're going to race in the Osaka Derby, but earlier I blamed the Baltimore race. I saw the race as we were scrolling, so it wasn't that race, it was the Virgo Stakes that was the screw up. So if you're sharp and you've played this game before and you know what horse race I'm talking about and the horse title I'm talking about, you know I fucked it up. If you don't worry, it will be explained in the later video, the second video in the series of this horse. But we fucked it up. And we couldn't have raced in the race and won, I don't think. So that's neither here nor there. But by racing in Baltimore and the Virgo Stakes, we passed up a race that we needed for a horse title. All right. And we don't get anything out of those two races either. So there's no title that we won or nothing that we qualified for or no anything like that. There was no benefit to those two races. They were both losses. If I had not raced in those races, I probably would have had 2 more wins and an extra horse title. So anyway, it is what it is. It's over. No crying over spilled milk and all that jazz. Just an adequate start here. We're going to move over and try to get to the rail. And I think at this point, maybe I was like, all right, maybe I won't get to the rail. Or maybe I will. I don't race every race on the rail. There was a couple races here where I did not do that. My plan going forward here is to go to the right of the one horse, try and split the difference in between him and 1 and 3. But we're so far back and we're overheating, that doesn't matter right now. And overheating a second time. And we'll see how much penalty is paid for that, overheating a third time. And these other horses are starting to move in. I should have moved out to secure my place, but I didn't do that, mostly because I'm an idiot. Alright, we've been overheating pretty regularly, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. The green meter's going down so fast. Let's just go to the whip, and we'll just take the lead and run it out with the reins and cruise our way to victory.
Excellent!
TBSS horse number 4. Too bad, so sad. You were way too late.
We have a winner!
Alright, another victory for Mission Bell. And we made some money. All right, we got about 8 minutes left. Just FYI, everybody, we're at the star level for this horse now. We've got 2 red skills. Maybe that's the trigger to get the star level. Osaka Mile Cup looks right in our wheelhouse. We are going to go for that. And we are the favorite. Big field. That's all right. Get our exacta in. Looks like a terribly overcast day here in Osaka. The track record held by our mother, Love Shack, 134-9. I have no expectation of overtaking that record because of the weather. This horse doesn't do as great on not dry dirt. So I'm just expecting that we're going to win. That's all.
The horses are on the track.
And we've got just about every age of horse in this race from 3 to 7. Perfect
and
start.
Away they go. That was a great start. Watch out.
And we're going to weave our way through.
Watch out.
Oh, made a little contact. There's a race later on where I make lots of contact. Sticky controller. I'm gonna have to have my controller. Alright, so in this race I decided to stay outside. There's too many horses in between me and the rail.
Okay, this is where the race is won.
I don't think I can get there, so we're gonna stay on the outside. Starting to move our way up. We move out to get a clear path. And we're going to go to the whip at 2.1.
2 furlongs to go.
Can we run down the 4 horse? The answer is yes. And we're going to win that race.
We have a winner.
All right, we do set the track record. And this horse is not at the superstar level. That's the crazy thing. It's not particularly fast yet. I don't even think we're at a 90 speed. We're not. Oh, look at that. Tenacity, also 99. So we got a 99 fierce, a 99 tenacity, and I think it was a 92 staying. So that is very nice. All right, looking at these 2 races, we got the Japanese World Cup Sprint or the Classic. I think I'm going to race in the Classic. I don't want a scenario where we try to race in it later and our skills degrade or whatever. So we're pretty hot right now. So I'm going to race in the Classic right now. We are the co-favorite with another horse. And I believe this might be our last race. There's only about 3 minutes left in the video. 10 furlongs on the dirt. I don't believe I've raced at this track before. It's going to be us and the one horse to keep an eye on. Rainy track, yielding surface. Maybe not great for us. Pretty good start. And we're sinking back. We're going to start moving over. And the horse head us moves over, so we're going to take that rail. And we're going to start moving up. Overheating a little bit, dial that back some. We've got the room to squeeze by on the inside, overheating again. But again, the penalty is not great. I think it's going to limit the amount of green meter we can get, but that's it. And we're just off the lead.
5 furlongs to go.
And quite frankly, right about now, I feel great about this race. Our positioning's perfect, our chance. The green meter is kind of low, and I'm very leery about that. But I mean, it's a little too late now. We overheated too many times. That's basically the long and short of it. So I'm going to hold the whip here for a little bit and finally go to it when someone else goes to it.
An amazing burst of
And we're
speed.
just going to pull ahead, and that's all we're going to need to win. Salting it away.
We have
All right,
a
look at
winner.
that. No problem for Mission Bell. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed this. We did set the track record. I'll see you on the next video, the second half of the career of Mission Bell.